Hey guys, Brett Lies here, and welcome to another Vanguard deck profile. Today will be about Oracle Think Tank featuring Scarlet Witch Coco and Susano. So, let's get right into the profile. Yeah, it's just one thing. For my starter, I ran Little Witch Lulu, so she, unlike most starters, does not have the Pioneer ability or Forerunner ability. Instead, she stays into the Soul until you ride a Grade 3 Oracle Think Tank Vanguard. Then, when she's called to the rearguard from your soul, you take 2 Oracle Think Tanks from your soul and put them in your drop zone, and then you draw a card. So it's basically a luck bird. You combo it with Coco, whose ability is First ability is continuous during your turn. If you do not have any cards in your soul, it gets plus 3k. So it's 13 by itself. Second ability is Count plus 2. When it's placed on Vanguard, you can pay the cost. If you have 1 or less soul, then you can draw 2 cards. So you empty out your soul with Lulu, and then you have 1 or less soul for Coco. Since they go off at the same time, you can use both their skills. So you draw 3 cards. It's pretty good. That's Lulu. On to grade 3s. As you saw, we play 4 Scarlet Witch Coco. She is your first ideal ride target, and yeah, you just want to ride her so you can get your pluses early. That's about it. We play 3 Susano. So Susano's skill is Generation Break 2. During your turn, if you have 4 more cards in your hand, he gets plus 5k in a crit. His second skill is during your turn when you stride on top of him. You can count plus 1, look at top 2, put 1 to your hand, put the rest of the deck. Yep. Rest of the bottom of your deck. You don't have to show your opponent, which is pretty cool. That's always a neat feature. And his ability is continuous, so it occurs during your drive check. So if you wanted to be a real prick and you had 2 cards in hand, you can say 11 to Vanguard and they guard with, like, I don't know, 10k shield. You get a trigger, you put it all on here, then you get another card, then you suddenly have 4 cards in hand. This suddenly becomes 21k, crit 2. Or crit 3 if you get a crit trigger. And it's just a very cheese way to win. I don't like playing it like that. I just declare that, look, it's going to be this number after I reach 4 cards. So that's it for grade 2s. I mean grade 3s. On to grade 2s. I play 4 Silent Tom. Yes, the Silent Tom himself. So his ability is when he's on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle, if you have an Oracle Think Tank Vanguard, they can't guard with grade 0 units when he attacks. Really devastating card, especially with the introduction of a second set of 8k vanillas. You can make a lot more easier 16k columns, and that is devastating to your opponent. Next, I play 12k beaters. I play 4 of them. He's there to make a better column with Lulu, because the Lulu Tom column kind of sucks, so this actually hits decent numbers. And I play 3 10k vanillas. They're there for the defensive ride they give you, so you don't get rushed too hard, because this deck is really weak early game. And so yeah, you don't want to get rushed, so you play the 10k vanillas, and again, it makes it somewhat decent column with Lulu. It's better than Tom Lulu column. So yeah, and it's a very strong rearguard that's hard to get rid of because, well, it makes stands less helpful, so I do play them for other than the turn 2 ride. Next up, I play 4 Stride Enablers. Gotta stride. You really want to stride in this deck. As I mentioned earlier, 8k vanillas. I run 5 of them. They're there just to make a good column of Tom. Next, this is my kind of tech card in the deck. I play 2 Weathergate Milks. So her skill is when she boosts a Vanguard, when she boosts the Oracle Think Tank Vanguard, and you have 4 more cards in your hand, the boosted unit gets plus 4k, so it becomes a 10k booster. The only reason why I play this card is just to make it a better column of Tom. Like, if you have Susano, that's not many. Susano of Milk, 26k, they're more likely to PG it, and since they can't use PGs for Tom, it means he'll be able to get his hidden. So it's only here for the extra, like, 2k that you get out of an 8k booster. That little bit extra power, just to force that little bit extra guard, and makes him more inclined to perfect guard you. That's the only reason why Milk's here. It's my choice of playing her. You can put in more AKs in your own deck, or maybe like have another Susano. But I definitely like my 2 milks. And yes, this deck doesn't filter. However, your Oracle Think Tank, you're gonna draw all your main cards anyway. Oh yeah, and 4 perfect RGs. Unflipping is amazing. Yes, Dimension Police, the Cross, they might attack Tom, but seriously, your Oracle Think Tank, you're going to be drawing so much defensive cards anyway. It wouldn't really matter that the swinging at Tom because you just drop a ton of zeros from your hand and they can't withstand. And the unflipping is really key in this deck. So next up, for triggers, you play 4 Psychic Bird. So his ability is you want to soul draw a card. I would have preferred it if it was like a red lightning clone because then you get unflip damage, but word can't be perfect. You got 4 Psychic Bird. Play 8 crit, 4 heals. You gotta play 4 Lozenge Magus. In case you stack a crap a shit ton of triggers at the bottom, and you really desperately need to clean that out, you just shuffle your deck with Lozenge. You're not playing Tsukiyomi, so the stack will be a lot harder to get to. So that's why I do play the Lozenge Magus, just to ensure that I do get up to my triggers, because you basically crit to win with this deck. A lot of games I've finished off has been triple crit. The reason why I don't play draws is because you don't want to be drawing draws triggers with Coco. 10k shields are amazing, and also draw triggers are less useful on a Tom. You really want Tom. Tom is your win condition. If Tom is retired or like destroyed somehow, then it will be a really hard time to come back into the game. That's why 12 crits, just try and give as much power to Tom. Try and let him end the game with your Vanguard just being like a little bit of support to bait out the guards for Tom. At least that's my personal playstyle. Obviously, you don't have to follow it. On to G Zone, we got 2. Soaring Auspicious Beast Kieran. So his skill is on hit. You can look at top 2, add 1 to hand, put 1 to bottom. So it's basically Susano but on hit. Pretty good. I play 1 Tier Rain Medew from Fighters Collection. So basically his ability is when it's placed on Vanguard, if you have a heart card of 10,000 power or less, you can return a grade 3 from your drop zone and put it to your hand. So a lot of times I've ridden Coco and had to use a Susano for Stride. But since I don't have another Susano in my hand, I can't ride him next turn. So striding into Medew instead allows me to just pick up my Susano back into my hand and ride him next turn. So that's why that's there. Other than that, he's just useless. So if you ride Susano first, obviously go to Kieran's. Next we play 4 Deity of the Thunderbreak. Let's see. Takemikatsuchi. Sorry for my butchering of names. So his ability is Count Blast 2 and G Persona Blast. So, and then you, if you have 2 or more G units face up in your G zone, you can look at top 4 cards of your deck, choose 2 from it, and put them in your hand, and choose 2 from the rest and put it at the bottom. So you're still kind of stacking, but that's just to replenish your hand after you defend after a turn. And him with your Susano, yes, that eats up 3 Counter Blast, but you add like 3 cards to your hand plus your triple drive. You burn through your deck quite fast, and another reason why you don't play draw triggers, you deck out really fast. Even without draw triggers, you just draw a lot. And I played the 1 Blizzard because people really... In your endgame, you either PG Blizzard or you die. But by that time, they've either wasted all their PGs on Tom, or they let this attack hits, and since I'm not running a lot of crits, it's going to hurt. Or they've used them all, or they've just saved it, and if they use it for Blizzard, then they don't have it for Tom. So running the Blizzard is definitely a must in this deck, because it hits such big numbers that are really necessary for this deck. If I could change some things in this deck, maybe running an extra 10k vanilla, because a lot of the times these guys are just attacking rear guards anyway. Once Susano gets his new crit trigger that moves to Soul, I would definitely replace Nikkei and Jinja for those. because that's those kind of crit triggers, like the Claret Soul ones that move the soul, you could draw a card, give plus 5k. Those triggers are amazing. So definitely, once those happen, definitely play those instead. So, but overall, this deck is quite fun. It's one of my first competitive, well, one of my first competitive. I think this is my second competitive deck that I've built, and I came fourth for my locals in it, and it was a really fun deck, and I definitely recommend it. It's really entertaining. When people say, "Oh, how many cards in your hand?" You're like, no, 12, and like 12. Crap, how'd you get so many? And then like after you guard, it turns over, they're like, "Oh, how many cards in hand?" Like 12 again. Like, what the heck? I just spent like 10, 50k shield from your hand. He was like, "Yeah, but I just drew it all again anyway." So it's a really fun deck, and I would definitely recommend it to people who are quite new to the game, because this deck is very simple to play. It's easy, efficient. You just got to be careful of your toms because they're really valuable. So thank you so much for watching this deck profile. Stay tuned. See you next time. Bye.